Hey, what's up, guys? If you've been around the affiliate marketing space or the coaching space for any length of time, in fact, any online business, actually, come to think of it, you probably heard this old saying, which is the fortune is in the follow-up. This applies to actually offline businesses as well. But anyway, I'm talking about the online stuff. Now, I wanted to address some of this because I understand that having dealt with quite a few students in my time, a lot of them don't have an effective follow-up process, and I wanted to address that. Also wanted to address why it's really important. If you start to understand some of the numbers behind this stuff, how it's actually going to help you grow your business. So before I dive into that though, if this is the first time here, I'd like to say a very warm welcome to you. My name is Jamie Gardner. I'm a full-time coach and affiliate marketer, and been around the block for a little while. That came out really wrong, but you get the point. Anyway, this channel is all about me just documenting what I've learned over the last 10 years online, and if you're interested in following along, feel free to drop a comment, hit the subscribe button, and smash the like button. That would be much appreciated. Anyways, so diving back into the topic at hand, we're going to cover a couple of things. Number one is the basically understanding your marketplace, number one, and also going to dive into the TTS, the time to sale. Okay, so anyway, the first part of it, this comes from Chet Holmes and is an amazing book. It's called The Ultimate Sales Machine. And what he talks about is, having surveyed a whole bunch of customers, he realized that only 3% of your marketplace in any market is willing, ready, and able to buy now. There's another 6 to 7% that are open to it. There's another 30% that aren't really thinking about it. There's another 30% that think that they're probably not open to it. And there's another 30% that know that they're not interested at all. And so if we understand that, then we understand that, well, 3% means that that is why sometimes coaching or affiliate marketing or any online business feels like it can be competitive, because everyone is chasing the same 3% that are willing, ready, and able, and got their credit card out and wanting to buy right now. So an effective follow-up process, what it's going to do is help you push the people that are open to it, and basically build from, instead of having 3% to 10%, or maybe over an extended period of time, maybe a little bit more like 20, 40%. 20 to 30, 40% of your marketplace, of your TAM, your total addressable market. Now, of course, you're probably not going to know that if you're an affiliate, if you're a coach, and who knows? I mean, it could be changing all the time depending on the competition in the marketplace. It could be a whole bunch of reasons why you might not know that. But if you understand, even if you get a tiny little slice of that overarching pie, which, by the way, the affiliate marketing industry is around about the $12 billion mark at the moment. So, even just a little fraction of that's going to be all right, right? Now, the reason why that's really powerful is, if you understand that premise, you also understand that if you've got something that's just going to nurture your leads, if you've got something that's going to follow up with them and keep them as part of your audience and help them with their issues that they're experiencing in their business, and give them mindset shifts and give them tips and resources and tools in advance, then those folks are probably going to end up in the 3% category at some stage. Now, the reason why it's really important to understand your TTS, your time to sale, is because if you understand that, you also understand when you might want to start adding some scarcity to your offers, when you might want to start adding some exclusivity, when you might want to start getting folks to understand that this is a finite time deadline, and you need to jump in it now, which then pushes people through that process from being open to it to ready, willing, and able to buy now, right? And that's the whole idea with any funnel, is to compress down that time it takes for them to be interested in it to buy, right? So anyway, I did an experiment recently. I wanted to work out what my TTS was, my time to sale. And that is, for those of you at home, basically when someone is brand new to your audience, and then they come through and then they are indoctrined into who you are, and they decide, like the cut of his jib, the guy seems to have helped a few people out, I want to go and do business. And so once they become a customer, that is obviously the time it takes for them to become a customer, right? So for me, I did an experiment. I wanted to find this out, and so I neglected all the low ticket stuff, because not that I'm wanting to dismiss that, it's just that it's so many reasons why people buy, like right now. It could be impulse buys, it could be whatever. So I wanted to figure out with the high ticket stuff what my TTS was, and having gone through all my customers over the last 3 or 4 years, worked out that the TTS for me was around about 29 days. And the reason why that's really powerful, because now I know, okay, if someone's getting up to the 25-day mark as an average, then maybe that's when I might want to start opening enrollments to my program. after they've had 30 days or 29 days of indoctrination into who I am and how I've helped them out, and having case studies from my other students that have absolutely crushed it, or showing figures, or whatever it is that has helped them out in advance. Maybe that's when I decide, hey, I'm going to take an extra 5 students next month. If you're open to having a chat about that, drop a comment below on your post. Or if you're in email, then hey, why don't you hit the reply button, let me know where you're at in your business, I'll see if I can help. Won't be the right pathway for everyone, but now if I understand that that is when things are likely to occur as an average, then that's when I can start to basically frame my my opportunities around them. Now, that's not to say that people in the 3% category aren't going to come through, and you shouldn't open the doors for them to actually jump into your opportunity earlier. It's just that this is another way to think about the follow-up process, right? So, having said that, I want to address something. So, with the 29 days, there's outliers. So, for me, for example, I've had someone that's jumped into my audience completely cold, and they purchased a high-ticket item within 27 hours. On the other side, I've had people that have been in my audience for 500-600 days plus and finally decided to buy something, right? And so you can imagine how much follow-up these people needed. Oh gosh, I don't get paid enough for this. Anyway, no, I'm kidding. But the point being is that for whatever reason, some people might not be ready, willing, able, or even interested in buying just yet. But over time, if you develop your relationships with these people, over time, they will start to filter down. And for everyone else, you can compress down that time through an effective follow-up process down and to get them into that 3% as quickly as possible. And that is the idea of having any form of funnel. Now, the question then remains, well, how do you follow up? So I do the bulk of what I do on Facebook. I have a Facebook group. You're welcome to join that. I've got about 4,000 members. Great to network with people. I offer free training and coaching, all sorts of random stuff in there. Basically help you guys out with your business. So feel free to check that out in the link below. But with that one, I have a process in there that I follow up with people. And so I've got a CRM. And basically with that CRM, what I'm looking to do is address people and see if I can help them with stuff. And the people that aren't in that 3% straight away, I will just keep nurturing them. And I'm just quite simply, look, are you looking at doing anything soon? Maybe. Cool. Well, when were you thinking about maybe jumping into something? I don't know, maybe a couple of weeks. Okay, cool. Do you mind if I follow up in 2 weeks' time, see where things are at for you? Sure, no worries. So bang, put that in my CRM, give them a friendly message. Hey, just following up, how's life? All right? Open the dialogue, see where they're at. No pressure, none of that bullshit. Like, it's just a real friendly chat. And this process has fed me very well. In fact, this is the basically what I've built my entire business around. So what allows me to live a pretty cool lifestyle. My wife left the workforce in 2020 to work with me full time. Months after me actually finally cracking the online code, so to speak. So things can happen very rapidly, and that's it. It's all to do with the follow-up process, really, amongst other things. But it's so powerful to make sure that you are extracting maximum value from your audience as you can. Right. Anyway, all that being said, another way, of course, is by email marketing. Now, if you're an affiliate marketer, and you probably heard, your email list should supply around about $1 per month per subscriber. I think that is a false statistic. I think it should be way higher. I did some stats recently. I worked out that mine was around about $40 per subscriber per month, on average. Fluctuates depending on the month, if I'm doing a launch, etc., etc., etc. Anyways, the point being is that if you understand that if you're new to affiliate marketing, all that type of stuff, and you're trying to glue all these pieces together, and you're learning funnels, you're learning websites, you're learning stuff, and traffic source, and yada, 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 and you're trying to get over the technology hurdle of trying to get everything all sorted, then it can be a lot to learn, a lot to go through, right? So instead, what I'd encourage you to do is just start with something really simple. Just if you're an affiliate, maybe you might want to jump onto the old YouTubes and just hammer out a whole bunch of videos that help your audience out, hopefully do a bit of SEO, get some rankings. Don't follow my suit, because my channel does something completely opposite to that, and I never really wanted to grow a huge audience. What I did want to grow is an engaged audience. So that's why, if you're looking at this and you're wondering, how have I been able to extract tens of thousands of dollars out of this tiny audience, that's the reason why. It's because I'm not trying to appeal to everyone. I don't really give a shit about that. I'm just trying to help a few people out along the way and document what I'm doing, right? So anyways, you could start quite literally YouTube, put a link below, encourage people to go to that link, and maybe that's all you do to start with, right? Don't worry about all the fancy stuff just yet. Or maybe you just start building a list, but you focus 100% on building that list and getting subscribers and nurturing the relationships you have with those subscribers, getting better open rates, getting better click-through rates, getting better eyeballs on your opportunities, things like that. But just focus on that, right? Don't worry about too many layers. Or if you're like me and my students, I found that when I was trying to glue all this stuff together when I got started in 2011, I was like, this is complex. I'm learning funnels, I'm learning web design, I'm learning how to use my hosting package, all that type of stuff. Very confusing for me. So I was like, okay, well, what do I need to do? And so what I teach my students now is quite literally just learn how to monetize a very small Facebook group to the tune of around about $200 for every single person that joins your group. That's how, if you do it properly, how much impact you can have with a tiny group, right? It's pretty damn cool. So all that being said, what that means is that you have a Facebook group, you don't need to worry about technology to start with. Just have a conversation with people. You might help them out, jump on a Zoom call, you might have a phone call, you might have an in-person meeting if you're close by, all that type of stuff, and then you just follow up, right? Just follow up. So then you start adding the layers. Then you start adding email marketing on top of that. And then now, this is what I teach in my dual imprint nurturing process, you start to add these layers as you go. And then eventually you have like SMS, and then you have chatbots, and then you have whatever else you crazy kids are into these days, all forms of follow-up, right? So it means that you're smashing the audience at all sides. And then once you get real fancy, then you can start to have retargeting ads and cold audience ads. And now you're building an empire, right? Hopefully this is making sense. Anyways, just wanted to throw this out there. I think if you have some figures on your TDS, your time to sale, figure out how that ties into your business. Think about where people are in their journey. Are you making offers to those 3% as well as nurturing those other people that aren't ready just yet? And if you do that, then you're going to have a pretty sustainable business that is going to feed you for a very, very long time. Finish off with one little story, and I wish that I had really understood the power of follow-up back in sort of early 2020, because once I got some traction, for those of you that are new to me, basically I sucked for years. I was about 7.5 years of me trying affiliate marketing and e-commerce and CPA marketing and Kindle and FBA and you name it, pretty much everything I'd had to go at, I failed at. And it wasn't until late 2019 when I simplified my business. I got rid of all the layers. I focused on just my profile, just my group, and pretty much just having conversations with other humans and seeing if I could help them with stuff. And once I did that, it actually only took me about 7 days before I had my first 1K day, had another one the next day, first 10K month, blown up, sitting between 20 and 40K a month at the moment, which is pretty cool, right? But here's the crazy thing. Early 2020, I don't know why, but I didn't have a follow-up process. And I estimate, after I had my first 1K day late 2019 and didn't really have a proper follow-up process, I estimate that I would have left around about 50K worth of commissions on the table. So easily 100 grand revenue, but yeah, as obviously an affiliate, so would have been about 50K, I estimated. So then I thought, oh yeah, I should probably have a follow-up process in place actually. And so I did, and then obviously things started blowing up from there. I had my first 20K month, first 30K month, first 40K month, so on and so forth, right? So do as I say, not as I did, and please get a follow-up process. Now, a couple of ways you can do it. I've got just a CRM that hooks into my Facebook group. I'm happy to leave a link down there if you're interested in checking that out. It's a really powerful suite of tools in there. Allows me to automate a whole bunch of stuff. So that's one way. If you were doing it just via email, of course, email, the rest of the drill. Same with chatbot, same with SMS, all that type of stuff as well. So anyways, hopefully this helps a couple of you guys out. I would highly encourage you just to think about how you can start to compress time and compress down the journey for someone to go from, oh, I'm open to it, I suppose, to I need this right now, right? And that is the whole idea of having a follow-up process. So if you do it in a casual, relaxed way, you're not going to be annoying people. It is just, it's just following up. And if they say no, like, give them permission to say no. I love it when people say, actually, you know what, not for me right now. Cool, no worries at all. I will leave you to it. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for allowing me the time to not wasting my time by following up around the internet forever, right? I love that. I love when people say no, because then I'm like, oh, well, I don't need to follow you up needlessly and you just ignore me for months and months and months. So anyway, all that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to be putting out a few more of these types of videos. So if you get value out of this, drop a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Otherwise, my name is Jamie. Thanks for tuning in, and see you next time.